In an unexpected move, Biden finally allows Ukraine to strike deeper into Russia with long-range US weapons. Will the floodgates of Ukraine's means to defend themselves finally be open, and will they be able to devastate enough of the Russian invasion to kick them out before Trump takes office? Because if Ukraine is able to use the full arsenal of NATO, then the Trump administration will have to send tens of billions of dollars to Russia to help them rebuild. Ukraine soldiers are now the most battle-hardened ones on the planet, and they're pretty much the equivalent of the Spartans versus the Persians. Russia is the Persians, obviously, because they are the outnumbering horde. At least at the Battle of Thermopylae, the Persians were an advanced culture similar to the Greeks, but the Russians invading now are nothing more than authoritarians who are trying to support barbaric measures to oppress another land. Every day, Ukraine has to deal with being outgunned, outmanned, and they still manage to just slightly outmaneuver Russia to stay alive longer. Ukraine has taken out over 720,000 Russian troops, almost 30,000 Russian tanks, which they prided themselves on. And remember, not all of Ukraine's troops are fighting in Ukraine. Ukraine also launched an invasion into Russia in Kursk in August, and while everyone said that the Ukraine troops were going to be obliterated in less than a week, the Ukraine troops are still there, and they are facing 50,000 Russian troops and apparently 10,000 North Koreans. Which means that Ukraine was able to divide its forces against Russia's overwhelming army and still keep ahead. Now, don't get me wrong, the Ukrainians are at a massive disadvantage against Russia because they, again, have more troops, they have more weapons, and they just seem to care less about human life. And like quoted in the article, the Russians are the ones taking action, and they're forcing the Ukrainians to respond. That's not a good thing. Fortunately, Russians don't even know how to invade with overwhelming force. They were not able to take the Pokrovsk region, even though everyone projected they were going to be able to by September. And Russia was failing at this while Ukraine managing to outmaneuver them, while the Ukrainians were handicapped by the weapons restriction. Not anymore. Now Ukraine can launch ATACMS, Army Tactical Missile Systems. They can go up to 300 kilometers into Russia, and this lightest gray line is the region that the Ukrainians are now able to attack with impunity. It's Ukrainians that revolutionized drone warfare. They've made the Palyonitsa drone missile, which is a hybrid of both, and they've made several other upgrades to shorter range missiles. Who knows what is going to come out of the Ukrainian weapons tinkerbox? I'm excited because not one Russian soldier belongs in Ukraine's territory. You may be thinking that this is too little too late, but if you've been paying attention to the war for the past 2 years, we've learned that 1, you never underestimate the Ukrainians, and 2, the Russians are often overestimated. I'm the Geo Husar, and let's hope that the Trump relationship with Russia, once he's inaugurated, is one of just apologizing for how badly Russia was defeated over this 2-month period. Thanks for watching, and Slava Ukraine.